In terms of how long the mill was out of use, I believe it was still operating in the 1980s as a commercial mill, producing animal feed by that date, and the wheel is probably turned under a different subsequent ownership, but not in action.
I think the first priority is going to be getting the tail race cleaned out. This is supposed to be a watercourse, but as you can see it is full of weeds, rubbish that could be detrimental to wildlife and silt, and the mill cannot work with this instead of a watercourse. If the spillway is allowed to deteriorate any further, it could potentially collapse into the watercourse, potentially injuring one of our neighbours who... Digging up old stuff is all well and good, but to come to a historic building that still has moving mechanical working parts is just so much more exciting. I trained down at Heron Mill as a volunteer for about 4 or 5 years, and I love mills now. So the emergency spillway has been out of use since 1989 or before. So one of the priorities is getting the tail race cleaned out. The water is supposed to leave the water wheel, go through an underground culvert, and then
sorry.
So we have a lot of weeds growing on the spill. This is Himalayan balsam. It is a very, very invasive species of riverbanks. It crowds out and shades out native species. There were a lot of seeds of this stuff brought up on the floodwaters that backed up in 2016, and this area that was previously free of the stuff has now been infected, and the Environment Agency has basically instructed everyone to do their best to get rid of it. St Robert's wound herb, lots of moss and other things that are all preventing us from seeing what a serious state the stonework is in at the moment. As well, there are Himalayan balsam, nettles, ragwort, which is one of the most poisonous plants in the country. Success in this project would mean getting these stones back in working order. So the back of this set of stones has been repaired, and the man who did it has put the date in 1962, and his initials R.J. Wills. He was actually the last miller here. One of the things that makes this building really special is the fact that it's still got the majority of the original machinery intact. We've got the water wheel, most of the gears, the sets of stones. We've got belt-driven machinery like this oat roller here as well. Everyone that I've met so far has been very friendly, very helpful. So far this all seems to be lovely. So we will be producing flour that can be sold to the local community, making bread in the on-site bakery, which again can be sold to the local community and wider afield, and there's scope for doing milling courses. Let members of the local community come, see how the equipment works, and even get to handle it.
Cool.
We will also be open for pre-booked tour groups from the local schools. There's one school that came in 2015. They're coming again in the next few weeks to see what changes have been made in here so far.
Awesome.
When a mill is sat doing nothing, it's just a building. But when you get that water flowing, get the wheel turning and all the machinery moving, the building, there's a vibration that goes through it, and it's alive, almost like a very, very big cat purring.